Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Babu Owino, Member of Parliament for Embakasi East Constituency, and today I'm your teacher, a teacher who's ready and willing to revise with the comrades, the students who are going to sit for the examinations, starting in November, early November. And I want to take this opportunity before I start my revision to observe a minute of silence in honor of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. May Baba's soul rest in peace. Baba was a great man, a man who brought changes in this nation, a man who has left serious legacy. Baba was a parent to me, like a parent to me. Baba was a person who was also my personal teacher. And from Baba we learned a lot, and may Baba's soul rest in peace. To Baba's supporters, poleni sana, tuko na uchungu sana, but we leave it to God. To God. It is God who gives, and it is God who takes away. Unto dust we came, and unto dust we shall return. The question is, the day that you return to your Maker, what will you be remembered for? As a person who destroyed lives, or as a person who made lives better? That's for you to consume. That's for you to make a decision. Therefore, class, I want us to start our lesson. Examinations will start in November. And I'm doing this not because I want to show Kenyans that I know, but I'm doing this because I'm a product of education. Were it not for education, Babu Owino would have never been here today. Were it not for education, I would have never left my village to go to Kisumu, Nyalenda slums, finally to Nairobi. Were it not for education, I would have never been a member of parliament. I want to take this opportunity to encourage our parents, our mothers and our fathers, our students, that education is the key to success. That the roots of education may be so bitter, but the fruits are so sweet. I want you to know that when you open the doors of a classroom or classrooms, you close the gates of prisons. And I believe, and you know, the role of education in economic development. Education applies in literally everything. So I'm doing this to help my brothers and sisters who are going to do the exams. And I'm doing this because I know that it is possible for them to pass. I know, and I pray for them that this time round, that student who is struggling is going to pass. That student who is not struggling is equally going to pass. I want you to have hope. Face the exams. Face your challenge. It will not be the end of life. Should you pass, I wish you all the best at the college or at the university. Should you not pass, I don't want you to leave it at that. I don't want you to lose hope. I don't want you to feel discouraged. There are different avenues to the city of victory. And I know that you can use any avenue to reach success. If you fail 10 times, rise 11th, you shall have succeeded. But I'm doing this to show you that it's possible. If I did it, you can do it. There's no difference between me and you as a student. When I look at you, I see myself. The same struggles I went through are the same struggles that you're going through. And when I look at you, I see myself. And I know that it's going to be possible. We are going to make this world a better place to live in. We are going to make our parents proud. And most importantly, we are going to make ourselves proud. So I will handle KCSE Mathematics revision. How did I get my questions that I'm about to revise with you? I have a total of around 80 questions. I will do them in 2 days. I will do only 40 questions. Today I will do 17 questions. Then tomorrow I will do the rest of the questions. But I also have assignment for you. And I want you to take those assignments seriously. I want you to take this revision very seriously. If you pay attention, I can assure you as a student, if you pay attention, if you ask your teacher of any challenge that you will meet here today, if you ask your friend who is talented at mathematics, then I can assure you that you are going to score the best grade at mathematics within these few remaining days. Because the papers, I took sample papers from 1989 to 2024. And what I did, I just took the questions which are commonly set. So when you look at the trend, you can easily predict the 2025 examinations. I'm not saying that this is a leakage, but I'm saying that when you look at probability of these questions coming in your next exam, in the exam that is just fast approaching, then I can assure you that at least you will have a 60 or a 70%. If you are good enough, you can even score 100%. Karibu class, it is a mix, it is a combination of paper 1 and paper 2. So let's go on. As we start, we handled different topics, and the following topics are the topics that we are going to handle. Integers, fractions, and decimals. We are going to handle angles, polygons, and plane figures. We will handle LCM and GCD. We'll handle linear equations and algebraic expressions. We will handle vectors. We will handle rates, ratios, proportions, and percentages. We will handle measurement. Under measurements, we have surface area, mass, density, time. We will handle trigonometry. We will handle geometric constructions and ordinates and common solids. Use of tables, statistics, that is mean, median, mode, frequency, standard deviation, variance. We will handle indices. We will handle commercial arithmetic. We will handle SADs. We will handle SADs. So there are so many topics from Form 1 to Form 4. They are mixed. Some questions are in one topic, you could be getting 2 or 3 questions. There's a reason why I decided to use that method, because I see how commonly they are set, and having interacted with students and teachers, they have also advised me that there are certain topics that are of great challenge to some students, and therefore I decided to put more effort on such. So class, we will start. On to our question number 1. Without using tables or calculator, evaluate. Today is 25th of October 2025. I hope this is visible. So this is KCSE Mathematics revision. Or I use black pen. Let me see how black is going to, what effect it will give us. So without using tables or calculator, evaluate, I think black is okay, right? -8 times 4 plus 96 divide by 4 of -42 minus 42 plus 30. All these divided by -5 minus into -8 times 2 plus 6. Class, in case the network fluctuates, do not run out of class. We will try connecting You know, sometimes serikali inaweza amua ifanye ile kitu wapotee na hii network, but you just stay put. So without using tables, evaluate this. The question will be projected on the screen. I will also write part of the question, and then we will solve it together. I want us to move together. Just take a pen and a paper. I want us to move together. So when you are given such a challenge, mathematical challenge, the first thing that should ring in your mind is what we call BODMAS. 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 BODMAS means bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Therefore, we start with the numerator. We will start with the numerator, then we come to the denominator. What is on top here is the numerator. This is denominator. So BODMAS, we start with the bracket. At the numerator, this is what is in our bracket. So we start solving what is in the bracket first, plus numerator. So up here we have -8 times 4 plus 96 divide by 4 of what? Minus 42 plus 30 plus minus 42 plus 30. You just subtract 42 minus 30, you get 12. But remember, it is 30 minus 42. On the number line, 30 is on the positive. Plus 30, you go on the negative up to 42. You will get -12. I think at Form 4 now, this one is quite easy for you. For Form 1s, I will come back with this lesson. So it is of minus 12. Then, class, the next thing in BODMAS is of. You come and solve of. It is 4 of minus 12. Of means times. So this is -8 times 4 plus 96 divide by 4 of minus 12 is 4 times minus 12. That is minus 48. Minus 48. 4 times 12 is 48. Then plus times minus is minus. Plus times plus is plus. Positive times negative is negative. And negative times negative is positive. So here is minus 48. Then we come to division of division. So we divide 96, divide by 48. So we have -8 times 4 plus 96 divide by minus 48. 48 goes into 96 2 times. So this is going to be -2. -2. So here we have -2. Then after division, we go to multiplication. What are we multiplying? -8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. But we have minus. So it is -32. Then here we have plus minus. Positive times negative is -2. So the numerator gives you -32, -2, which is -34. That is what is on top here, numerator. Then we go to the denominator, class. Denominator. At the denominator, we will write it again. Remember, numerator we have -34. So at the denominator, we have -5 minus -8 times 2 plus 6. So the denominator, we start again, we have BODMAS. We start with bracket, we open this bracket. Therefore, -5, then minus times minus is plus. You open the bracket, 8. Then times 2 plus 6. Class, Bracket off, we don't have off. Division, we don't have. We go to multiplication. So multiplication, we have 8 times 2. So we have minus 5 plus 8 times 2 is 16. 16. Then plus 6. Then after that, we go to addition. Addition, you add this. So minus 5 plus 16 plus 6 is 22. Then we go to minus 5 plus 22 is like 22 minus 5, that is 17. So this is the denominator value. And then remember, we have minus 34 as the numerator value. So we have minus 34, what we got at the numerator, divide by 17. 17 goes into 34 2 times. So this is going to be minus 2. So class, our answer is minus 2. Minus 2. I will just do it procedurally, pole pole. Those who can calculate faster also can just go fast. So that is minus 2. Such a question must come. Must come. We go to question number 2. Question number 2. If GCD of two numbers is 8, GCD of two numbers, greatest common divisor is 8, and LCM is 144. What is the second number if the first number is 72? You are given one number. First number is 72. Now, class, if you are given first number as 72, do not panic. There are two ways of doing this. The first one, just do GCD times LCM divide by one of the numbers. One of the numbers. So therefore, you do the GCD, which is 8, times the LCM, which is 144, divide by one number, which is 72. Now, 8 goes here once, 8 goes into 72 9 times. Then 9 goes here once, 9 goes into 144, into 14 once, remainder 5. Into 54, 6 times. So the other number is 16. That is method 1. Method 2. Method 2, get the prime factors of 8, of 144, and of 72. So the prime factors of 8 means that you get 8, 2 goes into 8 4 times, then 2. 2 goes into 4 2 times, then 2. 2 goes into 2 once. So the prime factors of 8, nishaisha na class bad. 2 goes, now the prime factors of 8 are 2 raised to power 1, 2, 3. So we write it here. Prime factors of 8 are 2 raised to power 3. Then get the prime factors of 144. 2 goes here, 72. 2 goes here, 36. 2 goes here, 18. 2 goes here into 18 9 times. Then 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Then 3 goes into 3 once. So this is 2 raised to power 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2 raised to power 4 times 3 raised to power 2. When I do this dot means times. Useme dot times 3 raised to power 2. So the prime factors of 144 are 2 raised to power 4 times 3 raised to power 2. Then get the prime factors of 72. 2 goes into 72, 36. 2 goes into 36, 18. 2 goes into 18, 9 times. 3 goes into 9, 3 times. Then 3 goes into 3 once. Now we choose the least number possible that can go into 72. Then when you reach here, you realize that 2 can go into 9 but with a remainder. So therefore, you take the next number, which is 3. 3 can go to 9 without a remainder 3 times. Then again 3 goes into 3 once. So the prime factors of 72 are 2 raised to power 1, 2, 3 times 3 raised to power 2. Now class, look at this. Factors of 8 are 2 raised to power 3. Factors of 144 are 2 raised to power 4 times 3 raised to power 2. Then factors of 72 are 2 raised to power 3 times 3 raised to power 2. When you look at this, look at 72. This is one of the numbers. Already it has 2 raised to power 3, which is 8. And you were told that the GCD is 8, so it's there. And then it's also having 3 raised to power 2, which is 9. So 72 has 2 raised to power 3, which is 8, and 3 raised to power 2, which is 9. Then you look at 8, it already has 2 raised to power 3. So the only thing that is not available here is this number, which is 2 raised to power 4. And 2 raised to power 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. This is 16. So how do you determine? You find that 2 raised to power 3 is already taken care of. In 72 also 2 raised to power 3 is already taken care of. Then 3 raised to power 2, 3 raised to power 2, taken care of. You only remain with 2 raised to power 4. That is what you take as your answer. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Question 3, class. A perpendicular to the line, listen to the question, read the question twice. Read the question twice, no matter how easy it is, read it twice. A perpendicular to the line, so I will draw a line. This line, you are told that the equation of this line is y minus 4x plus 3 equals to 0. This is the equation of this line. Passes through a point. This line passes through a point, a perpendicular to this line. This is a perpendicular. Passes through a point, minus 8, 5. Determine its equation. You are told that this is a line and there's another line perpendicular to it, or at advanced level they will call it orthogonal. Orthogonal. Hii maneno ukisema kule bunge wabunge wengine wanaweza choma bunge. Orthogonal or perpendicular. So you are told that this line has this equation, but there's another line which is perpendicular to it. So they want you to find the equation of this perpendicular line. It is simple. This line gets its gradient. The product of the product of the two gradients of a line which is perpendicular to each other equals to -1. So gradient of one line perpendicular to gradient of another line times another line equals to -1. This is the only thing you need to know. The product of this gradient times this gradient equals to -1. So how do we get this gradient? Because we have equation of a line. So this equation of a line, we write it in the form of y equals to mx plus c. Y equals to mx plus c. You've been given this equation in this form. So how do you write it in this form? By simply letting these values cross on the other side. So if y remains this side, equals to, it crosses the equal sign, minus 4 crossing the other side becomes plus 4. So this is plus 4x or 4x. Then plus 3 crosses the other side becomes minus 3. Now this equation is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. This is the y value, this is the x value. This m is what we call the gradient. C is a constant value, which is -3. You take with its sign. But m is 4. So the gradient of this line, we call it m1, is 4. We want to find the gradient m2 of a perpendicular line so that we get its equation. So you will come here and say gradient 1, which is 4, times gradient 2 equals to negative 1. Then you divide this by 4, you divide this by 4. So the gradient 2 of the perpendicular line equals to negative a quarter. Negative a quarter. Therefore, we have a gradient and we have the coordinates. It passes through the coordinate negative 8, 5. So you get the equation of a line. How do you get the equation of a line, class? The equation of a line you get by changing y over changing x. This gives you the gradient, which is negative a quarter. The gradient is equal to change in y divided by change in x. We have a point here. Then we have x and y. So change in y is y minus 5 divided by x minus 8. X minus, but our value here is minus 8. This should give you the gradient of the perpendicular line. So when you get that, so you open it up, you cross multiply. Cross multiply this side by 4, you get 4 into y minus 5 equals to minus 1 into, you must look at, class, these small challenges can make you not get a correct answer. You must look at the signs carefully. So this is x minus minus 8, which is x plus 8. X plus 8. So into x plus 8. Then you open the brackets. 4 times y is 4y minus 4 times 5 is 20 equals to minus 1 times x is minus x. Then minus 1 times plus 8. Minus times plus is minus. Minus 1 times plus 8 is minus 8. Then after that, we are almost getting there. You get 4y. We want to write it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So you get 4y equals to 20 will cross on the other side. You get minus x minus 8. But when minus 20 crosses the other side becomes plus 20. So therefore we get 4y equals to minus x. Then minus 8 plus 20 is 12. 20 minus 8 is plus 12. Then make y the subject by dividing both sides by 4. So 4y divided by 4 equals to minus x over 4 plus 12 over 4. This goes with that. So y equals to, therefore y equals to minus a quarter x. This is a quarter x plus 3. You can leave it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So this is the equation of this perpendicular line in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So you can leave it like that, or from here you can leave it in the form of 4y. You want to leave it in the original form as the equation of the first line. So 4y, you bring minus x from here, crosses the other side, becomes plus x. Then minus 8 crosses this side, becomes plus 8. So plus 8 minus 20 is minus 12 equals to 0. Either this or this, any, because they have not told you to leave it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So this is the equation of a line perpendicular to this line y minus 4x plus 3 equals to 0, passing through negative 8, 5. So we go to question number 4. Sorry, this is question number 3. Question number 4. The coordinates, careful, the coordinates of a point P and Q point P and point Q. The coordinates of a point P and Q are 1, 1, minus 2, 1, negative 2, and 4, 10. 4, 10. 4, 10, respectively. A point T divides the line PQ. A point T is somewhere here. Divides this line in the ratio of 2:1. 2:1. So even if you put T to be there, this point divides this line PQ in the ratio of 2:1. 2:1. Determine the coordinates of T. Coordinates of T. So, whenever you are given such, make sure you move from the origin, because this has been plotted on a Cartesian plane. Point P, point Q. Then point T is dividing this line PQ in the ratio of 2:1. So, come from the origin. Let's say the origin is there. Origin is 0. Then you join this. You join that. So when you do that, you say OP, you are moving in that direction. Hey, easy pens, but let me take another one. OP, then OT, you move in that direction. Then OQ, you move in that direction. So, we want, the question says, determine the coordinates of T. The coordinates of T. So how do we move from O to T? Coordinates of T, you move from O to T. So O to T, in that direction, I've put an arrow here to show that it is moving in a direction. O to T, I want to write them in a column vector form. Movement from O to T, I can move from O to P. I can move from O to P. O to T is equal to O to P. Then I move from P to T plus P to T. Must be very, very, very careful here. O to T is O to P, then P to T. Now, O to P we already have, which is 1 and 2, right, in column vector form, 1, negative 2. That is O to P. You move like that. Plus P to T. How do I move from P to T? P to T, remember we have a ratio. This side is 2:1. 2:1. So therefore, P to T is 2 over the total ratio, which is 3, of P to Q. Of P to Q. 2 over 3 of P to Q. From here to here is 2 over the total ratio. If the ratio is 2:1, means total ratio is 3. So this side is 2 over the total ratio, which is 3 of P to Q. Then I want to solve this side first. Then I will add with OP. So on this side, we have 2 over 3 of PQ. PQ. PQ means Q minus P. Means Q minus P. So we have 2 over 3 of Q. What is Q? Q is 410 minus P is 1 minus 2. Be careful with the signs. So here is 2 over 3 of, now come here, 4 minus 1 is 3. Then 10 minus 2 is 10 plus 2, which is 12. Then from here, I want to open the bracket. So it is 2 over 3. This is 2 over 3 of 3. You get 2. Then 2 over 3 of 12. 2 here 1, 2 here 4. You get 8. So therefore, whatever I've solved here, I get 2, 8. Then remember, I still want my OT equals to OP. And I had my OP as 1 minus 2. Plus remains 2, 8. So therefore, OT equals to this 1, 2, 1 minus 2 plus 2, 8. So you add 2 plus 2 is 3. Then minus 2 plus 8 is the same as 8 minus 2, which is 6. This is in column vector form. But remember, the question says, determine the coordinates of t. Coordinates now, it's written in the form of t, 3, 6. This is in column vector form. If you leave in this form, you will not get your answer right, although you will get the steps correct. So you leave it in this form, which is 3, 6. Then, the next question says, find the gradient of a line perpendicular to PQ. Find the equation. So already point T, we've gotten our answer as 3, 6. So they want you to find the equation of a line perpendicular to this line. So if this line is passing through this, perpendicular, which means that you get the gradient of PQ. Gradient of PQ. So the gradient of PQ plus gradient of PQ, P is 1 minus 2 and Q is 410. So I'm not wrong. Then there is a point here, T. T we've gotten to be 3, 6. So the gradient of PQ, gradient is change in y over change in x. So change in y, this is x value, y value. X value, y value. So change in y, 10 minus 2 over change in x is 4 minus 1. So gradient is change in y over change in x. So this is 10 minus 2 is 10 plus 2, which is 12. Then 4 minus 1 is 3. So the gradient of this line is 4 of this line. But we are told that there's another perpendicular line passing through that line. And I said very well that the product of gradients of perpendicular lines equals to -1. Therefore, m1 times m2 equals to -1. So m1 is 4 times m2 equals to -1. So m2 equals to, divide both sides by 4 by 4. You get -1/4. So we've gotten the gradient of this line and we have it passes through this point. So what is its equation? So the equation of this line is simple. How did we get this gradient? It's change in y over change in x. So what is change in y? You add x value, xy value. So it is y minus 6 divided by x minus 3 equals to -1/4. Then you cross multiply 3. You cross multiply this side by x minus 3, x minus 3. So this is, and then by 4. So this is 4 into y minus 6 equals to -1 into x minus 3. When you open this, you get 4y minus 24 equals to minus x plus 3. -1 times -3 is +3. When you get this, we want to write it in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So 4y equals to 24 crosses the other side, you get minus x plus 3. 24 crosses minus 24 becomes plus 24. So therefore 4y equals to minus x plus 27. I hope the camera is following me. Then you divide both sides by 4 equals to minus x over 4 plus 27 over 4. 4 and 4 goes. So this equation is in the form of y equals to minus a quarter x plus 27 over 4. This is our answer. Then there's a further question to it. Hence, determine the equation of the line perpendicular to PQ, which is this, passing through T. Passing through T. This is T. So we've gotten that. We've gotten the coordinates. Then we've further gone and found the equation of this line. Then the next question is, part of this question, if the line meets y-axis, this line that is passing through T, meets y-axis at R. Just figure out that Cartesian plane. This line meets the y-axis at R. So, if this is our Cartesian plane, then this is our line. This is the point T. Point T is 3, 6. It meets our y-axis at R. At y-axis, x value is 0. At y-axis, x value is 0. So this says, if the line meets the y-axis at R, calculate the distance TR. TR. The distance TR. Or they can tell you calculate the size of TR. Or modulus of TR. Or distance size modulus length of TR. Those are the same things. So the first thing, if you want to get the distance between TR, you have to get the coordinates of R, of point R. But x already is 0. And then you have the equation of this line. So the equation of the line is y equals to minus 1 over 4x plus 27 over 4 class. But this is our line. This is point T, is 3, 6. And this is point R. This is point R. At point R, we said x equals to 0. So we have 0, but y equals to R. We don't know y value. So how do we get the y value and we have the equation of this line? Simply by coming back to the equation of this line and replacing this x with 0. You will get your y value. Why? Because R passes on the y-axis, and at y-axis x value is 0. So you replace x value with 0, you get y equals to negative a quarter. Instead of x, you multiply it by 0 plus 27 over 4. So y equals to any number multiplied by 0 is 0. So remain with 27 over 4. Therefore, you have y value at 27 over 4 and x is 0. So x is 0, y is 27 over 4. So we have 2 points. We have point R, which is 0 and 27 over 4. And we have a point T, which is 3 and 6. So they want you to find the length, the distance between R and T. In getting the distance, this is like trigonometry, not Pythagoras theorem, sorry. Pythagoras theorem, where you say change in y squared plus change in x squared into the square root. That is what we call the length, or the distance, or the size, or the modulus. So what is change in y? You check y value and y value. Change in y means this y value minus this y value, that is 27 over 4 minus 6. This y value, you square it, plus change in x value. X value here is 0. If you start with this side, you make sure they are the numbers that come first. If you start with this side, they're the ones that comes first. So that is 0 minus 3 squared. All this, you get the square root. Square root. So therefore, let us open this up. So when you open this up, this is 27 over 4 minus 6 over 1. LCM is 4. 4 goes into 4, 4 once. 1 times 27 is 27 minus 1 goes into 4, 4 times 6 is 24. So what you get here is 3 over 4. So we have 3 over 4 squared. 3 over 4 squared plus 0 minus 3 is minus 3 squared. All this, you get the square root. So when we come here, we have 3 over 4 squared means 3 over 4 times 3 over 4. 3 over 4 times 3 over 4. Plus minus 3 squared is 9. Is minus 3 times minus 3. All this square root. Don't forget that square root sign. Then from here, we have 3 times 3 is 9 over 16. Plus minus 3 times minus 3 is 9. All this square root. So we want to solve this. What is the LCM? LCM of 16 and 1 is 16. 16 goes into 16 once. 1 times 9 is 9. Plus 1 goes into 16 16 times. 16 times 9. 16 times 9 is 144. 16 times 9, 54. Carry 5 is 144. 144 plus 9 is 153. So this is 153 over 16. Then you get the square root. Now, I want you to use your calculators. Divide 153. Saidia na calculator hapo. 153 divided by 16. 153 divided by 16. You get 9 point. So come here, class. Just follow me keenly. I'm coming up here. So 163 divided by 16, you get 9.5625. Then you get its square root. So you're allowed to use a calculator nowadays. During our times, we could do this just off-head. So then you get the square root of the answer. You get 3.0923. Ivo. But read the question carefully. The question says, write your answer to 3 significant figures. If you leave this answer in this form, you will not get the answer mark. But you've worked so hard, but you don't get the answer mark. So you must calculate these to 3 significant figures. You can be told to 3 decimal places, 1 decimal place, or significant figures, or truncate. All that you can be told to. Hiyo sasa nisifanye watu wengine wachome shule. Na msichome shule jamani. Hata kama hesabu ni ngumu, subjects ni ngumu, it's not the end of the world. But these things are very easy so long as you practice them. Hizo mashule zetu tuzipreserve, hapo ndio tunajisaidia nazo. So, to 3 significant figures, you count 1, 2, 3. Then you look at the next number. If it is less than 5, you only maintain it like that. If it is more than 5, it adds 1 to the next number. But because 2 is less than 5, our answer becomes 3.09. Now, you are told the distance. If the distance, you leave it in units. because you are not told if it is meters or kilometers, so just leave it in units. Although kilometer huwezi plot hapa kwa hii nini. So it is 3.09 to 3 significant figures. Class, let's hold on. Don't give up. Don't give up. Ukiwa hapo kuna interesting ones zinakuja yenye takubamba sana. Now the next one, the position vectors of points A and B. That is question 5. Position vectors of points A and B is given by minus 8, 5 and 12 minus 5. That is point A and B. With respect to the origin, with respect to origin, let's put our origin there. With respect to the origin O. So OA goes in that direction, OB goes in that direction, AB goes in that direction. Then you are told, point M is the midpoint of AB. Point M is the midpoint of AB. Midpoint, mid, in the middle. So in the middle is there. So this is our point M. So how do we get coordinates for point M? And we have A and B. It means that we will add the X value here plus X value here divided by 2. That is, X value here is 12 plus X value here is minus 8 divided by 2. This is 12 minus 8 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the X value here is 2. Then we get the Y value. It is minus 5. Y value here. Add this Y value plus 5 divided by 2. Minus 5 plus 5 is 0. Divided by 2 is 0. So the point here is the midpoint is 2, 0. Point M. The question further tells you, and N for Nairobi, Wamagabage, is the midpoint of OA. Is the midpoint of OA. Mid here is point N. If it is mid, then it means that point O is 0, 0, origin. So you take the value 0 plus minus 8 divided by 2, and again 0 plus 5 divided by 2. So this is minus 8 divided by 2 is minus 4, and this is 5 divided by 2 is 5 over 2, or 2.5. So this point is minus 4, then 2.5. So the first question is, find the coordinates of N and M. Coordinates of N is minus 4, 2.5. Coordinates of M is 2 and 0. That is the answer. Part B of it says, find the magnitude of NM. We said magnitude, modulus, length, size, distance are the same things. So find the magnitude of NM. The size of this line. So magnitude of NM is written as that. Magnitude is change in y squared plus change in x squared into the square root. We have x value here, y value. X value, y value. So if we start with this side, we get the y value, which is 0, minus the y value here, which is 2.5. Then you square it, plus change in x value here, which is 2, minus change in x value, minus, but x value there is minus 4. Then this is also squared. Then this is also squared. Then you get the square root. Now, minus 2.5 is the same as minus 5 over 2. Squared means times minus 5 over 2 plus 2 minus minus 4 is 2 plus 4, which is 6. Squared is 6 times 6. Then the square root. Minus 5 times minus 5 is 25 over 2 times 2 is 4. I just changed this 2.5 into fraction just to easen my work. But you can use a calculator to calculate all this because you are allowed. Plus 6 times 6 is 36. Then this square root. Now I want to solve this. I get the LCM, which is 4. 4 goes into 4 once. 1 times 25 times 25 is 25. Plus 1 goes into 4 times. 4 times 36. 36 times 4 is 144. This is 144 into square root. 25 plus 144 is 169 over 4 into the square root. Now, this is the square root of 169 over 4. The square root of 169 is 13. The square root of 4 is 2. Don't do the method if you are not sure. Now, 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. But because it is length, you put units. You just write 6.5 units. The magnitude of nm. Another question says, I don't want to open the next page because we can fit it here. Part C of it, this is part B. Part C of it says express vectors. Part C says express vectors nm in terms of OB. In terms of OB. So class, I want you to be very attentive here. NM. Let me just open a fresh page. Let's do n is minus 4, 2.5. This is our n, minus 4, 2.5. And our m is 2, 0. Right? Very good. And this comes here. And this is our origin. I'm just drawing this again. And this is our AB. Our B is 12 minus 5. And minus 8, 5, our A. And this is our point 0. Very good. So you are told to express NM in terms of OB. NM in terms of OB. So what is NM? In vectors, NM means M minus N. NM means M minus N. If I want to move from M, N to M, it means M minus N. So what is M? M is 2, 0. Minus N. N is minus 4, 2.5. Be attentive, class. 2 minus minus 4 is 6. 0 minus 2.5 is minus 2.5. This is our NM. Then our OB become here NM is equal to 6 minus 2.5. Then our OB equals to OB is 12 minus 5. Now class, be careful here. NM is 6 minus 2.5. OB is 12 minus 5. Now look at the relationship between these two numbers. This is 6, this is 12. If you multiply 6 by 2, you get 12. Then this is minus 2.5, this is 5. If you multiply minus 2.5 by 2, you get minus 5. Therefore, if you multiply nm by 2, you get OB. So 2 times nm, you get OB. Then make divide everything by 2 both sides. You will get nm equals to OB divided by 2. So nm equals to OB divided by 2 is a half OB. This is nm in terms of OB. Hii bwana hesabu ni rahisi kushinda hata kushinda elections. Now good, let's go on. The next part to that question, point P. This is question what? Part C of that point. Part C. Point P maps onto P prime by a translation vector. By a translation vector minus 5, 8. Given that OP equals to OM, we are still in the first question, not the first one, that question, OM plus 2MN. Find the coordinates of P prime. Find the coordinates of P prime. We have a translation vector, and then we have a point OP. OP, which is point P, maps onto P prime using this translation vector. So therefore, we want to get the position vector of OP. So position vector of OP equals to OM. OM from the previous one, OM from here, OM, O to M, OM is 20, plus 2 of MN. MN means N minus M. N minus M. Be very careful with this. MN means N minus M. But NM means M minus N. M minus N. Angalieni hizi kwa makini sana. So 20 plus 2 into N minus M. What did we get as our N? N is minus 4, 2.5. So we have 2 into minus 4, 2.5. This minus our M value is 20. Plus 20 equals to OP. So when you come here, minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6. Then 2.5 minus 0 is 2.5. This times 2 plus 20. I'm just replacing this OP. So therefore OP equals to 20 plus 2 times minus 6 is minus 12. And then 2 times 2.5 is 5. Then I add the 2. So when I add the 2, I get OP. So OP equals to 2 plus minus 12 is 2 minus 12 is minus 10. Then 0 plus 5 is 5. So minus 10, sorry. Minus 10, then 5. I've already gotten my OP. So this OP, point P, translates, there's a translation vector, it translates P into P prime. Translation, to translate. Translate. So therefore you will say that P, OP, plus the translation vector should give you P prime. So OP is minus 10, 5, plus the translation vector is minus 5, 8. Should give you what? Minus 10 plus minus 5 is minus 15. Then 5 plus 8 is 13. But remember, this is in column vector form. They want the coordinates of P prime. So coordinates of P prime is P into minus 15, 13. Minus 5, 8. Now class, let's go back here. You know these signs can really confuse. So I want us to start from here because let's start this again. Minus 5. Minus 5, 8. Now class, just this is not over. This is minus 5, 8. Yeah, the answer remains the same, but this is not over because I've written it as a fraction. You know, when you do these hesabus, you can really write too much, but anyway. So this is minus 5, 8. Minus 5, 8, not minus 5 over 8. I think that is the only, so it is correct. This is very correct. So that question, they come in section B. So in section B, you know you have to do 5 questions. So they are 10 marks each. So they are divided into different parts. So the next question is indices. I think this one now we'll start enjoying here. Is you are working a pressure sana. Question 6. Indices. Solve the equation 9x plus 1 plus 3 2x plus 1 equals to 36. 9x plus 1 plus 3 into 2x plus 1 equals to 36. From here, you have to make these numbers to have the same base. By having the same base, it means that we have the lowest base here, which is 3. Make 9 also have a base of 3. 9 is 3 times 3 raised to power 1 raised to power 1. By laws of indices, 3 times 3 means 3 into 1. You add their powers. You just collect the base and then add the powers, which is 3 raised to power 2. So this 9 is 3 raised to power 2. But you have into x plus 1 plus this 3 into 2x plus 1 equals to 36. Then from here, you open up this, you open this up. This is 3 into 2x, 3 into 2x plus 2 plus 3 into 2x plus 1 equals to 36. Now, this is the same as 3 raised to power 2x times 3 raised to power 2 by the laws of indices. Laws of indices, if you have 3 raised to power 2x plus 2, this is the same as 3 raised to power 2x times 3 raised to power 2. You only take the same base, which is 3, then you add the powers, which is 2x plus 2. Then this side you also open it up, this, means plus this 3 raised to power this 2x times 3 raised to power 1. When you open up, this is what you get. This gives you 36. Now, we have some similar things here. We have 3 raised to power 2x and we have 3 raised to power 2x. So what do? You say, let 3 raised to power 2x be equal to y. You make an assumption. Let 3 raised to power 2x be equal to y. So if this is y, it means it is y times 3 squared. So it is 3 squared times y plus this is y times 3. So that is 3y equals to 36. Then 3 squared is 9 times y is 9y plus 3y equals to 36. This is 12y. 12y equals to 36. Divide both sides by 12 by 12. So y equals to 3. Y equals to 3. Remember, you want the value of x. But we said 3 raised to power 2x. Camera, you zoom here. 3 raised to power 2x equals to y, and y is 3. But this 3 is raised to power 1. Any number, 5, 6, 7, 8, it is raised to power 1. So we have the same bases, 3 and 3. So you drop the bases. It means that if 3 raised to power 2x is equal to 3 raised to power 1, and they have the same bases, it means that their powers are equal. So if their powers are equal, it means that 2x therefore is equal to 1. You drop the bases. Therefore, x here equals to a half. You divide both sides by 2 by 2. So x equals to a half. So that is the value of x that we want. X equals to a half. I think you followed that. I've really tried to break it down as much as possible. Then we go to question 7. Maji. Now, question 7 says 5 raised to power 2x minus 6 times 5 raised to power x plus 5 equals to 0. Class, be very attentive here. 5 raised to power 2x. By the laws of indices, if you say 5 raised to power 2x is the same as 5 raised to power x squared. I've just decided to put this 5 and x, then remove this 2 outside. So therefore, we have here 5 raised to power x squared minus 6 times 5 raised to power x plus 5 equals to 0. Msitoke class, calculus ndio inakuja na iko rahisi sana. Now, we have 5 raised to power x here, and we have 5 raised to power x here. So the same principle applies. You let 5 raised to power x be equal to y. So therefore, this becomes y squared. This becomes y squared minus 6 times 5 raised to power x is y. So 6y plus 5 equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation. So in quadratic equation, you look for two numbers. If you multiply them, gives you positive 5. If you multiply them, gives you positive 5. If you add them, gives you negative 6. So what are the two numbers? The two numbers are 5, negative 5, and negative 1. So therefore, y squared minus y minus 5y plus 5 equals to 0. Look for two numbers. If you multiply them, gives you 5, positive 5. If you subtract them gives you negative 6. So possible numbers could be 2, 3, 5, 1. But if you add these two numbers, cannot give you negative 6. But if you add these two numbers with their negatives, can give you negative 6. So those are the two numbers that we are going to have. So when you do this, you factorize. Then you get the common value here between y squared and y is y, into y goes into y squared y, minus y goes into y once, then minus the common number here is 5. 5 goes into 5y, y times, then minus times plus is minus, 5 goes into 5 once, equals to 0. This bracket and this bracket are the same. Therefore, you collect the like terms. So you take y minus 5 into y minus 1 equals to 0. So when y minus 5 equals to 0 and y minus 1 equals to 0, so you'll get two values for y. So y minus 5 equals to 0, means y equals to 5 here. Then y minus 1 equals to 0, means y equals to 1. So we have two values of y, which means we are going to get two values of x. So we start with y equals to 5. We said that let 5x, 5 raised to power x, be y. So 5 raised to power x, which is y. Our y, the first value for y is 5, and this 5 is raised to power 1. Therefore, you drop the bases and you take the powers, because 5 raised to power x equals to 5 raised to power 1, which means their powers are the same if their bases are the same. So x here equals to 1. What about here? We said 5 raised to power x equals to y, and our y is 1. Class, angalia kitu hapa. 5 raised to power x equals to 1. Now, we have a base of 5. Any number raised to power 0 is 1. If you take 1,000,000 and raise it to power 0, you get 1. If you take 1 and raise it to power 0, you get 1. So therefore, this will become 5 to power x equals to, change this to have the same base as 5 raised to power 0, so that they have the same bases, and your x becomes 0. So another x value is 0. So we have 0, x is 0, and x is also 1. So those are the two values of x. The question says find the values. In your question I wrote find the value of x. There are values. There are two values of x. Very good. Then we go to question 8, another interesting one. Logarithms. Logarithms. Say the logbook ya gari. Solve for x in the equation. Solve for x in the equation. This is question 8. Solve for x in the equation. 2 log x to base 10 plus log 5 to base 10 equals to 1 plus log 4 to base 10. Log 4 to base 10. This is logarithm. Now the laws of logarithms states clearly, number 1, the first law of logarithm, log 10 to base 10 equals to 1. Any logarithm to its base equals to 1. Log 8 to base 8 equals to 1. Log 1 to base 1 equals to 1. Log 10 to base 10 equals to 1. Why am I saying so? Because we will need it here, because everything is log, 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 log except this. So we will convert 1 to a log to base 10. If it was 2, we would also convert it into logarithms by introducing log 10 to base 10, which is 1. The next law of logarithm states that log m to base 10 plus log n to base 10 equals to log m times n to base 10. When you see plus, you can easily multiply this. The third law of logarithm states that log m to base 10 minus log n to base 10 equals to log m divided by n to base 10. Another law of logarithm states that x log a equals to log a raised to power x. So let's go. 2 log x to base 10. Where does this 2 come in? Because we want to look at these laws of logarithms to solve for the value of x. So you find that it belongs here. 2 log x to base 10 is the same as log x to base 10 of log x squared to base 10. You bring it there. Plus log 5 to base 10 equals to 1. 1 is log 10 to base 10. Log 10 to base 10 plus this log 4 to base 10. Then now, by this law of logarithm, log m to base 10 plus log n to base 10. This is what is showing here. So it is log x squared times, this plus changes into times n, times 5 all to base 10 by this equals to, then again collect log out to base 10. You get 10 times 4, which is 40. Next, you drop log to base 10, you drop log to base 10. Just drop it. Then you remain with this equals to this. So you remain with x squared, 5x squared. X squared times 5 is 5x squared equals to 40. So 5x squared equals to 40. Divide by 5, divide by 5. X squared equals to 5 divided by 40 is 8. Now, what is x? X is the square root of 8. Square root of 8 can be written as 4 times 2 into the square root. So this can mean square root of 4 times square root of 2. Square root of 4 is 2 times square root of 2 is 1.732. Then you get 1.732. These ones you can use a calculator. Just get a square root of 8 without hustling a lot. So 1.732 times 2. 4, 6, 14, 3. So you get 3.464. Or you can leave it in this format from here. Root 4 times root 2. You can leave it as 2 root 2. Or use a calculator, you can solve it using a calculator. Question 9. That is question 9. No, question 9. Log x plus 24 minus 2 log 3 equals to log 9 minus 2x. Now from here, this time round it is minus. The other one was plus. So what you do, we want to write this nicely. So this becomes log x plus 24 minus, this applies to the same principle of x log a equal to log a raised to power x. So we take 2, we raise it here. So this is log 3 raised to power 2 equals to log into 9 minus 2x. Is ile log ambao. So you collect this by the laws of indices. So you say log of x plus 24 minus becomes divide by 3 raised to power 2 is 9 equals to log 9 minus 2x. Then drop the logarithms. You remain with x plus 24 over 9 equals to 9 minus 2x. Cross multiply both sides by 9. You get x plus 24 equals to 9 into 9 minus 2x. Then this is x plus 24 equals to 9 times 9 is 81 minus 9 times 2x is 18x. 18x. Collect the like terms. 18 crosses the other side becomes x plus 18x equals to 81 minus 24. This is 19x equals to 81 minus 24 is 57. Divide both sides by 19. X is equal to 57 divided by 19. So x equals to 3. X equals to 3. Easy. Question 10. We're almost there. We are only remaining with 7 more. So just hold on. Question 10. Matrices. Kulikuanga na movie nyingine ilikuwa inaitwa Matrix. Although those words are not being used here. So matrices and transformation. Determine the value of x. This is question 10. Determine the value of x for which the matrix below has no inverse. The matrix has no inverse. A matrix without an inverse has no inverse means that the determinant of that matrix is 0. So the matrix is 2x, 2, x squared, 1. This is our matrix. Then we are being told that this matrix has no inverse. If it has no inverse, means that the determinant equals to 0. How do we get the determinant? Do we get the determinant by dealing with the diagonals? This diagonal is called the leading diagonal minus the product of the leading diagonal minus the other diagonal. These values in a matrix, they are called elements. So the product of the elements in the leading diagonal minus the product of the elements in the other diagonal equals to 0. So the leading diagonal is 2x times 1. I've put this. This in mathematics can mean times. Siseme dot 1. Kama niliona bwana in 2017 kuna very serious advocate ya ODM. Hey, alisema in the Supreme Court y is equal to mx dot y is equal to m dot. Hey, it was very funny. And that is a form 1 thing. Sasa unashangaa huyu ni advocate serious, huyu ni advocate wa wapi? So 2x times 1 minus 2 times x squared. Product of the leading diagonal minus the other diagonal equals to 0. So let's open it up. This is 2x minus 2x squared equals to 0. So class, they want the values of x, not the value of x. So it is easier for you to only get one value here. But you think outside the box. where you factor 2x out so that you get two values of x. So if you factor 2x out here, you get 2x into 1 minus x equals to 0. So this 2x equals to 0. And this 1 minus x also equals to 0. So here x equals to 0. And here x equals to 1. So the two values of x are 0 and 1. Now, I want you to move here. We have 2x minus 2x squared equals to 0. It is easier for you, which is only one correct answer, to take this the other side. You will say 2x equals to 2x squared. Then you divide this side by 2x by 2x. You will get 1 equals to x. You'll only get one value for x. So if you see such a thing, factor 2x out so that you get two values of x, because you will only get only a mark for the answer, then you will lose another mark. Na hii si kama kura, because if you lose it ni hivyo. Kura umejua presidential unaweza jiongezea. Hii ni ngumu kuongeza. Good. Question 11. Question 11. 6 more questions only. We are almost class. A and B are two matrices. A and B are two matrices. If A equals to 1, 4, 2, 3. Find B. Find B. Given that A squared equals to A plus B. Don't tell me that B is there. Oh. Find B. You are given A. These numbers are called elements in a matrix. Plural of a matrix is called matrices. If it is one like this, it's called a matrix. So 1, 4, 2, 3. Then you are told, find B if A squared equals to A plus B. So A squared, you just simply square A. So when you square A, you write 1, 4, 2, 3. Then squared means times 1, 4, 2, 3 equals to A plus B. That A is 1, 4, 2, 3. Plus we don't know B. B, replace it by A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Now multiply this side. In multiplication of matrices, you multiply rows and columns. Rows and columns. So that this row multiplies this column. This row multiplies this column. Then you come here. This row multiply this, and this multiplies this. Rows and columns. So let's now get here. And I want you to be very keen, extremely keen, because at this point, you may lose a mark. You know the question, you know what to do, but you just don't get it. So you multiply rows by columns. Rows by columns. So let's open up. 1 times 1. 1 times 1 plus the second here is 2 times 4. 1 times 1 plus 2 times 4. Then we finished with this. Then we come here. 1 times 2. You leave space here. 1 times 2. 1 times 2 plus 2 times 3. We've done this row and this column. Then you come to this one, this row. 4 times 1 plus 3 times 4. Then 4 times 2 plus 3 times 3. So we open it up nicely. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1 plus, okay, 1 plus 2 times 4 is 8. Then come here. 1 times 2 is 2 plus 2 times 3 is 6. Then 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 times 4 is 12. Then 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3 times 3 is 9. This is 1 plus 8 is 9, 2 plus 6 is 8, 4 plus 12 is 16, and 8 plus 9 is 17. Class, you can be so brilliant, but if you are not keen on how you are multiplying this, you can easily miss something. Including me, I can easily miss something when it comes to this. So you just have to go slowly, but sure. So this is a squared. This is a squared. So we finished a squared. Now we come back here. We've already multiplied this. So we insert a squared here, then we equate to this other side. So therefore, we were told that this a squared, we were told that a squared equals to this 1, 2, 4, 3 plus b, and b is a, b, c, d. This is what we want, this b. So therefore, just come and insert a squared, which is 9, 8, 16, 17 equals to 1, 4, 2, 3 plus a, b, c, d. Then leave a, b, c, d on this side. Let this cross on this side. If it crosses, it becomes minus. You subtract. So 9, 16, 8, 17 minus 1, 4, 2, 3 equals to a, b, c, d. Now, how do you subtract this, or how do you add them? The first element subtracts the first element. So it is 9 minus 1 is 8. Then 8 minus 2 is 6. Then 16 minus 4, this and this, is 12. Then 17 minus 3 is 14. This equals to a, b, c, d, which is b. I told you, class, you can easily miss this if you are not careful, if you are not keen. So you must be keen. If possible, you do it again. But that is the answer. Question 12, 5 more questions. Na kesho pia kuna class, sasa msiepe leo. But these are very easy things. Everything is the attitude. Class, students, everything is the attitude. Attitude that you put in something. Nothing is either difficult nor easy, but attitude makes it what it should be. If you think it is difficult, it will always be difficult. If you think it's easy, it will always be easy. Question 12 is a short one. A transformation is represented by matrix. Transformation matrix is represented by a matrix 1, 3, 2, 2. This transformation, remember we did translation in vectors. Now this is a transformation. This transformation marks a triangle ABC onto another triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. But this is a transformation matrix. Then, this transformation marks a triangle ABC of area. The area of this is 3 centimeter squared. They want you to find the area of this matrix A prime, B prime, C prime. So let me read the question. All transformation is represented by the matrix 1, 3, 2, 2. This transformation marks a triangle ABC onto triangle ABC of the area 3 centimeters squared onto another triangle. This is a triangle. Onto another triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Find the area of the triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. It is simple. Very simple. You say area of the object. This is the object. This is the image. It has been transformed. So area of the object times the determinant of a matrix, the transformation matrix, absolute determinant. You must put this. Absolute means that if you get a negative determinant, you square it, then you get the square root. Absolute. So if you get a positive, you square it, then you get the square root, which is the same. Equals to area of the image. So area of the object times the determinant, absolute determinant of this matrix equals to area of the image. These are free 3 marks. So what is the area of the object? 3 centimeters squared. But let us get the determinant first of this matrix. Determinant, I said, it is the leading diagonal. So determinant equals the leading diagonal, 2 times 1, minus the other diagonal, which is 3 times 2. So you get 2 minus 6. You get minus 4. Minus 4. So you get area of the object you've been given as 3 centimeters squared times the determinant, which is minus 4, absolute value of the determinant, equals to area of image, which is A prime, B prime, C prime. Now, what does this mean? It means that minus 4 squared into the square root. It means that it is minus 4 times minus 4 into the square root. It means minus 4 times minus 4 is 16 into the square root, which is 4. So it is 3 times 4 area of the object times the determinant absolute equals to area of the image, which is 12. So the area of the image is 12, but it was in centimeters squared. Pen may end another one, another pen. Now that is question 12, question 13. Only 4 more class. Just hold on, but very interesting ones, so don't give up. Thank you. Tafuta hizi zenye ziko na nini kama hii ni sawa. So we go to question 13. Question 13. Question 13. Class, this is an application of matrix. Application, you can be given questions direct in matrix or the applications. These ones easily comes even in section B or section 2. So P is given by 2, 1, 3, 2. And Q is given by 2 minus 1 minus 3, 2. Find the matrix product of PQ. Product is multiplication. So they just want you to multiply P times Q. Remember, P times Q is not the same as Q times P under normal circumstances, under the normal matrices. It is only the same if it is an inverse of the other one. So it is not commutative. That is what I want to say. That is the word that I was looking for. P and Q is not commutative. Means that P times Q is not the same as Q times P. Only, they will only be the same if you are getting an inverse, if you are getting an identity matrix only. So let's multiply P times Q. P times Q is P times Q is 2, 1, 3, 2 times 2 minus 1 minus 3, 2. So here we multiply 2. We said it is rows versus columns. So 2 times 2 plus 3 times minus 1. Then 2 times minus 3, 2 times minus 3, 2 times minus 3 plus 2 plus 3 times 2. Keen and very slowly. Then 1 times 2 here plus 1 times 2 plus 2 times minus 1. Then 1 times minus 3 plus 2 times 2. So here we get 4. Here we get minus 3. So 4 minus 3 is minus 1. Then down here we get 2 and here minus 2. So 2 minus 2, 2 plus minus 2 is 0. Then here we get minus 6 plus, this is 6. This is 0. Then here we get minus 3 plus 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. So what you get here, class, this is called an identity matrix. This, when you look at, this is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. So 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. This is called identity matrix. Identity matrix. So this is PQ. Now, let's proceed. That is part 1 of the question. Part 2 of the question says, hence, you are given this. Hence, solve the simultaneous equation below. Solve the simultaneous equation below. Using what? Matrix. Do not use elimination method. Do not use substitution method. Do not use graphical method. Use the matrix method. So the simultaneous equation is 2x minus 3y equals to 5 and minus x plus 2y equals to minus 3. Kila kitu iko sawa? Cameras? Okay, very good. This is the simultaneous equation. There are different ways of solving this simultaneous equation. You can use graphical method, you can use elimination method, you can use substitution method, but because the first part of this equation is a matrix, so you use the matrix method. So how do you get this? Very easy. Express this as a matrix. So 2x, you drop the coefficient of x, you only pick 2. Then you drop the coefficient, you pick the coefficient of y, which is minus 3. Then you come here, you pick the coefficient of x, which is minus 1. Then you pick the coefficient of y, which is 2. Then you write here xy. Then you write equals to 5 minus 3. This one alone is a mark. Now, how do you solve this? Always when you are given to solve using a matrix method, you solve simultaneous equation. You pre-multiply both sides of your equation. Pre-multiply. Pre means you multiply before, then before, by an inverse of a matrix. Inverse of a matrix. But there's something we did in part A of that question. We got an identity matrix, which was 1, 0, 0, 1. But I want to take you through this because you can be told to solve this using the matrix method without being told to get an identity matrix. So therefore, you get an inverse of this matrix. How do you get an inverse of a matrix? Inverse of matrix. Number one, you get the determinant. Determinant of that matrix. Get determinant. Number two, how do you get the determinant here of this matrix? You multiply the leading diagonals, elements in the leading diagonals, which is 2 times 2, minus elements in the other diagonal, which is minus 1 times minus 3. So this is 4 minus 1 times minus 3 is 3. The determinant is 1. So how do you get the inverse of this matrix? The inverse of this matrix, you change. Clearly, class, this is 2 and 2. You swap the numbers in the leading diagonals. So this is 2 and 2. So this 2 will come up and this 2 will go down. If this was 3 and this is 2, 3 would have come down and 2 would have come up. So you swap the numbers, which is 2 and 2 in the leading diagonal. Then you change the signs of the other diagonal. If this is minus 3, it becomes plus 3. And if this is minus 1, it becomes 1. Suppose this was positive, you would have written a negative here. Then what you get, you divide by every element, you divide by the determinant. In our case, it is 1. Just that. So the inverse of this matrix is 2 divided by 1, which is 2. 1 divided by 1, which is 1. 3 divided by 1, which is 3. 2 divided by 1, which is 2. So you take this inverse, you pre-multiply with this. Before. So you multiply 2, 3, 1, 2 by 2 minus 3 minus 1, 2. Then x, y equals to pre-multiply by the inverse. 2, 1, 3, 2. Inverse is what? Is this. Multiply by what? 5 minus 3. Good. So how do we multiply this? You start one by one. 2 times 2. 2 times 2 plus 3 times minus 1. This, and then now we go to the next. 2 times minus 3 plus 3 times 2. Then you come here. 2 times 1 plus 2 times minus 1. Then 2 times minus 3. No, 1 times minus 3, sorry. Plus 2 times 2. Now this is 4. This is 4, 2 times 2, plus this is 3. No, this is minus 3, sorry, because this is plus into 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. So it is plus minus 3. So this is 4 minus 3, which is 1. Then you come here, this is 2 plus minus 2, which is 2 minus 2, which is 0. Then this is 2 times minus 3 is minus 6, plus 2 times 3 is 6, which is 0. Then this is minus 3 plus 4, which is 1. I hope you've gotten an identity matrix. So one of the ways to know that you are solving this thing right is by getting this answer on this side, an identity matrix. Then this identity matrix, you multiply by xy. This, I've just solved this, multiply by xy equals to, now we multiply this side. When you multiply this side, you will multiply 2 times 5 here. Class, I'm here. 2 times 5 plus 2 times minus plus 3 times minus 3. Remember, rows times columns. Then 1 times 5 plus 2 times minus 3. What do I get? 10, 2 times this is 10, plus 3 times minus 3 is minus 9. So 10 plus minus 9 is 1. Then 1 times 5 is 5, plus 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. So 5 plus minus 6 is minus 1. So this side equals to 1 minus 1. So how do we get x and y from here? So you can just say directly x is 1, y is minus 1. Or you open up this. If you open it up, you will have 1 times x plus 0 times y. Then you come here, 0 times x plus 1 times y equals to 1 minus 1. So this is x plus 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is 0. So x plus 0 is x. Then 0 plus y is y equals to 1 minus 1. So x equals to 1, y equals to minus 1. I think that is okay. That was question 13. Now we have 3 more. 3 more. I hope you guys have not dropped out. Calculus is coming. 3 more, just in a few minutes. Next question is, given the simultaneous equations, that is question 14, 5x plus y equals to 19, minus x plus 3y equals to 9. Write the equation in matrix, hence solve the simultaneous equation. Write the equation in matrix part A. It has 2 parts. In matrix form. In matrix form, I said you just take the coefficient of x, which is 5, coefficient of y, which is 1, coefficient of x squared, minus x, which is 1, and the coefficient of y, which is 3. Then x, y equals to 19, 9. This is in matrix form. Then we are being told, solve the simultaneous equation. This high likely is coming kwa exams. That's why nataka tena tuipige tena. So 5, remember the first step is find the inverse of this matrix, then pre-multiply both sides by the inverse. So when you get the inverse of this matrix, you get the determinant, which is the product of the diagonal, 5 times 3, the leading diagonal, minus the other diagonal, which is minus 1 times 1. So this is 15, minus 1, minus 1, which is 16. So determinant is 16. Then what is the inverse of this matrix? The inverse of this matrix becomes you change or you swap the leading numbers in the leading diagonal. So if this is 5, 5 drops here and 3 goes up. So you just do 3, 5. Then you change the signs of the other diagonal. This is +1 becomes -1. And this -1 becomes +1 or just 1. You don't just indicate it. This, you divide every element by 16. Is the same as just putting 1/16 of that to make your work look neat. So this is the inverse. Then multiply, pre-multiply both sides by this inverse. So when you pre-multiply, this becomes 1/16 from here. 1/16, this goes here. 1/16 into 3, 1, minus 1, 5, times this our value. 5 minus 1, 1, 3. Then x, y. This, let me not. This is the inverse. Very good. So let us solve this side. Then we also pre-multiply the inverse by this. So this side, let's pre-multiply. 3 times 5. 3 times 5 plus -1 times -1. Then 3 times 1 plus, remember there's a space here, -1 times 3. Then come here, 1 times 5 plus 5 times -1. Then 1 times 1 plus 5 times 3. Times xy equals to this value. No, the inverse, 1/16. Remember there is 1/16 here, class. This, 1 over the determinant into 3, 1 minus 1, 5 times 19, 9. So let's open up this. This is 15. 15 plus -1 times -1 is 1. So it is 15 plus 1 is 16. Then this is 5. 5 plus -5 is 5 minus 5, which is 0. Then this is 3 plus -3 is 0. Then this is 1 plus 15 is 16. So there's this 1/16 here. Remember, it's also bringing us an identity matrix. Then x and y equals to, let's multiply this. We have 1/16 into 3 times 19. 3 times 19 plus -1 times 9. Then 1 times 19 plus 5 times 9. Plus, this gives you 1, 0, 0, 1. You just simply divide everything by 16 because of this. Then x, y equals to 3 times 19 is 57. 57 plus -9. 57 minus 9 is 48. Remember, we have 1/16 outside. Then this is 19. 1 times 19 is 19. 19 plus 45. 19 plus 45 is 64. Then this is x and y equals to 48 divided by 16 is 3. Then 64 divided by 16 is 4. Is it? Yeah. So x equals to 3 and y equals to 4. Simple. Question 15. We are finishing. Pardon. That question 14 has another section B. It has a part B. So x and y here is 3 and 4. So the next question B of it, this is a 10 marks question. Part A and part B. So part B says, find the distance of the point of intersection of a line 5x plus y equals to 19 and minus x plus 3y equals to 9. From point 11 minus 2, find the distance of the point of intersection. Point of intersection of 11 and minus 2 and 3 and 4. That is what that question is simply telling you. Find the distance. This distance, I said that distance can be size, can be length, can be modulus, can be magnitude. So distance is change in y squared plus change in x squared into the square root. As simple as that. So what is change in y? So if we start with 4, y value minus this y value minus 2 over change in x, which is 3 minus 11. Oh, sorry. Don't put over. Change in y squared plus change in x squared. Change in y is 4 minus 2 into change in x is 3 minus 11 squared. Everything is square root. You have to be very careful because even the best can make mistakes. Now, 4 minus 2 is 6 squared plus 3 minus 11 is minus 8 squared into the square root. This is 36. 6 squared is 36 plus minus 8 squared is 64 into the square root. This is simply the square root of 100, which is 10. But because they want the length, you write units because they've not given you a defined unit. Calculus. Hapa ndio the easiest mathematics. And by the way, it's not a joke because the moment you master this, you are home and dry. This must come. It must come. It must come. It must come. It must come. All these things I've done will come, by the way. So they can only change the numbers, the figures, but the setting style is the same because I took my time to get to know what are these examiners interested in. So, question 15. 3 more questions. Just stay put. Use differentiation to find the x coordinate of the maximum point of the curve. Sikiza kizungu hapo kwa makini. By the way, maths is the only subject that even if you don't understand English, you can still pass it. And maths is the only subject that even a grandmother can wake up na hesabu pesa yake. Umwambie ni saa ngapi atasema. 1 plus 1 atasema 2. So this is an easy thing. Use differentiation. Use differentiation. Then we'll do another one on integration. Use differentiation to find x coordinate of the maximum point. There's maximum and there's minimum. There's maximum and there's minimum of the point. For the curve is y equals to x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4x minus 8. Use differentiation to find the x coordinate, not y, x, of the maximum point for the curve, and this is the curve. So at maximum point, and at minimum point, dy dx is equal to 0. The gradient at that point equals to 0. At maximum point or at minimum point, these points, gradient equals to 0. At some people will baptize it as maxima and minima, or maximum and minimum. At maximum point or at minimum point, because the question can come here minimum, useme oh Babu alisema tu maximum. At maximum point and at minimum point, dy dx or y prime or the gradient of a curve is 0. So this, we get dy dx. Now when you differentiate this, we are going to differentiate every value here separately. So x cubed means x raised to power 3. So when you differentiate, you drop the power, becomes 3x. Then the power 3, you subtract only 1. And you do the same thing to the rest. You drop the power, it becomes the coefficient of x. Then that 3, you subtract 1. You maintain this plus sign, you come here. You drop the power, becomes 2 times 2, which is 4. Then x, 2, you subtract 1 from the power. Then you come here, this is to power 1. You drop the power, becomes 4 times 1 times 4, which is 4. X, 1 minus 1. This minus 8, it is minus 8 x raised to power 0. Be careful here. I want to tell you how we are getting rid of this 8. Any number raised to power 0 is 1. A million raised to power 0 is 1. 1,000 raised to power 0 is 1. 2 raised to power 0 is 1. Okay? 8 raised to power 0 is 1. X raised to power 0 is 1. So I've just introduced an x value to tell you how we are going to differentiate this. So when you are differentiating this, you drop the power. So it becomes 0 times 8, which is 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is 0. That's how we are dealing with that part. So therefore, dy dx equals to 3x. 3x, 2 minus 3 minus 1 is 2. Plus, this is 4x. 2 minus 1 is 1. So it is just 4x. Minus, this is 4x. Raised to power 1 minus 1 is 0. So if x is raised to power 0 is 1. So this number is only 4. So this becomes 3x squared plus 4x minus 4. This is dy dx or y prime. Dy dx or y prime. Then you are told at maximum point, the gradient of this curve is 0. So equate this gradient to 0 so that we get x values quadratically. So here we will have 3x squared plus 4x minus 4 equals to 0. So here we will look, this is a quadratic equation. We will look for two numbers. If we multiply them, it gives you 3 times minus 4. So if we multiply them, gives you minus 12. But if you add them, gives you 4 plus 4. So those numbers are 2 and minus, they are 6 and minus 2. 6 and minus 2. So, when you come here and solve this quadratically, you take 3x squared plus 6x minus 2x minus 4 equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation. So you factor 3x outside, 3x into 3x squared, x times, plus 2, minus factor 2 outside into x plus 2 equals to 0. So this is 3x minus 2 because these are the same. So you collect, you take 3x minus 2 into x plus 2. So you equate to 0. So 3x minus 2 equals to 0. X equals to 2 over 3. Here is x plus 2 equals to 0. X equals to minus 2. Remember, they want the x coordinate. They want one x value. Now, I said that at dy dx, at minimum or at maximum, the gradient function, I said gradient alone, the gradient function of this curve is 0. So when you come here, you have two values of x. You have x equals to 2 over 3, then you have x equal to minus 2. So you don't know what to do. Which x do you choose? Because if you reach here, you are still not getting your answer. So which x do we choose? So in choosing the next value of x, class, there are two ways you can use this. You can solve this. The first way is by plotting the x values. By plotting the x values. The second way is by getting a second derivative. Getting a second derivative. A second derivative. I just want to squeeze it here so that we learn something here. You can use a graphical method or a second derivative. It means that this is a first derivative, dy dx. When you get a second derivative, you will get d2y dx2 or y prime 2. This was y prime 2, which means that differentiate again. So when you differentiate this, we are differentiating 3x squared plus 4x minus 4 equals to y prime. So second derivative here, y prime, differentiate this, drop 2 here. I said you drop the power, which is 2 times 3, which is 6. Then x, then that power minus 1. Plus, it is to power 1, drop the power, which is 4 times 1 is 4. X, then 1 minus 1. Then minus, this becomes 0. Because remember, I said here it is x raised to power 0. Then you drop 0. 0 times 4 times x is 0. So y prime or d2y dx2 is 6x plus 4. Now in this, replace these two values of x. If it is negative, if the second derivative is negative, you take that value of x to be your answer. It is at maximum. If it is positive, then that is at minimum point. So you come here, y prime, take the first value of x, which is negative 2. Put negative 2 here. It will be 6 times negative 2 plus 4. This is minus 12 plus 4 is minus 8. Get the other one. Use 2 over 3. You get 6 into x is 2 over 3 plus 4. 3 here 1, 3 here 2. This is 2. This is 4 plus 4 is 8. Positive 8. So the second derivative is giving us negative 8 and positive 8. So you take the value of x that gave you this negative, which is negative 2. So our answer, the x coordinate equals to negative 2. I hope you are home and dry. Now, the simple explanation to this. You are told to differentiate. Differentiate normally. then equate that, because the gradient function at maximum or at minimum equals to 0. So your first role is to differentiate once and equate to 0. Then solve for the values of x. You'll get two values of x. Solve quadratically. After getting two values of x, now you don't know which value of x you are supposed to take. Differentiate again. That is second derivative, which is y prime prime. It's called d2y dx2. If you differentiate again, then replace each of the x values in the second derivative. If it is negative, that is at maximum point. If it is positive, that is minimum point. Then you take that x coordinate that gave you the negative value, which is -2. If they wanted the minimum, it would have been 2/3, the x coordinate. Almost finishing. Question 16, two more. You are told the curve y equals to ax cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. This curve has the gradient. The gradient of this curve, gradient is 7 when x equals to 1. Find the value of a. The gradient function is 7. What gives you the gradient? Differentiation. What gives you gradient is differentiation. Therefore, you differentiate this. So y prime or dy dx equals to, I said you drop the power, that is 3a x, then that power you subtract 1. Then you take this sign minus. You drop the power, that is 2 times 3, which is 6, x into 2 minus 1, minus this. Then you drop the power 1, 2 times 1 is 2, x into 1, subtract 1. Then when you differentiate a whole number, you get 0. I said this is x raised to power 0. So you drop power 0, 0 times 1 is 0, 0 times x is 0, so that gives you 0. So dy dx equals to 3ax squared minus 6x minus 2. This is 2 raised to power 0, which is 1. This is x raised to power 0, sorry, which is 1. If this is 1, 1 times 2 is 2. So, uondoe 2 hiyo. Now, from here, you are told that this gradient is 7. And x at x equals to 1. Find a. So where there is x, just put 1. So this is 3a, 1 squared, minus 6, x is 1, minus 2, x is 1 raised to power 0, is equal to 7. So this is 3a, minus 6, minus 2. 1 raised to power 0 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, equals to 7. This is 3a. Minus 6 minus 2 is minus 8, equals to 7. This is 3a, equals to 8 goes on the other side, becomes 7 plus 8. This is 3a, equals to 7 plus 8 is 15. A equals to 15 divided by 3. A equals to 5. Simple as that. Two more. Actually, one more. Question 17. But it has 2 more. There are 18. So 2 more. Now this is an application. This one will come. No buts. This one will come. The displacement S. Displacement is distance. But distance is a scalar quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. Vector quantities have both magnitude and direction, size and direction. Scalar quantities don't have direction. They only have size. So the displacement s equals to 3t plus 3 over 2 t squared minus 2t cubed. Class, this is an application. This is an application for differentiation. This will come and you will not be told that it is an application. It is upon you to know. So if you see such a thing, just rush very fast and know that it is an application. So the displacement s meters of a particle moving along a straight line after t seconds is given by s equals to 3t plus 3 over 2t squared minus 2t cubed. First question, number A. Calculate its initial acceleration. Initial acceleration. Acceleration. Remember, we always have displacement, velocity, acceleration. Displacement, velocity, acceleration. Distance, speed, acceleration. We use displacement, velocity, acceleration. Is a vector. These are vector quantities. They want the initial acceleration. At initial acceleration, at initial acceleration, time is what? 0. At initial acceleration, time is 0 because you've not started moving. Time is 0. At initial acceleration, time is 0. So when you come here and you say displacement is equal to 3t plus 3 over 2t squared minus 2t cubed. Now, when you get the s dt, when you differentiate s with respect to t, you get what we call velocity. And when you differentiate velocity, you get what we call acceleration. So at this point, the s dt, you differentiate each. This is going to be 3t, then 1 minus 1. Plus, this is 3 over 2. You drop the power, which is 2, then t, 2 minus 1. Minus, you drop the power, becomes 3 times 2, then t, 3 minus 1. So the s dt equals to 3t raised to power 0. T raised to power 0 is 1, so this is 3. Plus 2 and 2. This is 3t raised to power 1, which is 3t. Minus, this is 6t squared. Now, remember we are talking about acceleration. Acceleration, not velocity. So acceleration, you further differentiate, second derivative, you further differentiate v with respect to t. So you get dv dt. This gives you acceleration. Acceleration. When you differentiate this further, because that is what the question wants, acceleration. So you come here. If you differentiate 3, you get 0. If you differentiate 3t, you get 3. Minus, drop the power, 2 times 6 is 12. Then t, 2 minus 1, which is t. So our acceleration is 3 minus 12t. But remember the question says, what is the initial acceleration? Initial acceleration, time is 0. So when time is 0, you replace t as 0. Initial acceleration becomes 3 minus 12 times 0. Becomes 3. Because 12 times 0 is 0. So, but acceleration, the units is meters per second per second. Some of you can say meters per second squared, but meters per second per second. That is the initial acceleration. So let's come back here, class, because I want you to understand this. If you differentiate s with respect to t, you get velocity. If you differentiate velocity v with difference to t, you get acceleration. So you differentiate s, you get velocity. You differentiate velocity, you get acceleration. Then now you follow what the question wants. They say initial acceleration, which means at that initial acceleration, the time is 0. You just come and replace where t is 0. You get your 3 marks. Next part. These are different parts. This is a 10 marks question. Calculate the time the particle was momentarily at rest. Hapa sasa itabidi unaelewa kidogo, but it's very easy. Calculate the time the particle was momentarily at rest. At rest. The particle was at rest, not moving. At rest. Velocity is 0. At rest. Velocity is 0. So you just come because you've already differentiated velocity here. Then you equate this velocity to 0. Then get the time. That is what it wants. Just get the time. At velocity is 0. Because it was at rest. It is not moving. Velocity is 0. So you come here. You say, this is for velocity ds dt, which is velocity, equals to 3 plus 3t. I'm taking this. I'd already differentiated it. Minus 6t squared. This equals to 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. So, let me write it here. ds dt equals to velocity, which is equal to 3 plus 3t minus 6t squared. This equals to 0. So if this is 0, what are the values of t? So I want us to rewrite this nicely. I want them to cross on the other side so that we get, I want this to be positive. For it to be positive, it just crosses this side. It becomes 6t squared. Then when 3 crosses the other side, it becomes minus 3t. Then when 3 crosses the other side, it becomes minus 3, equals to 0. Then this this is a quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, I can further, because I see 3 is common here, I divide everything by 3. So when I divide this by 3, I get 2t squared, minus when I divide this by 3, I get t, minus when I divide this by 3, I get 1, and when I divide 0 by 3, I get 0. I'm just trying to simplify it to make work easier here. So I look for 2 numbers. 2 numbers, if I multiply them, will give us this 2 times negative 1. So if I multiply them, will give us negative 2. And if I add them, will give us negative 1. So what are those numbers? It is 1 and minus 2. 1 and minus 2. So therefore, this becomes 2t squared plus t minus 2t minus 1 equals to 0. Just solve this quadratically. Then factor the common, which is t, into 2t plus 1 minus, common factor here is 1, into 2t minus times minus is plus 1 equals to 0. So because these are the same, I collect the common, which is t minus 1 into 2t plus 1 equals to 0. Remember, I'm going to get 2 values of t. So t minus 1 equals to 0. T from here equals to 1. Then I have 2t plus 1 equals to 0. T equals to, when this crosses the other side, becomes minus 1 over 2. Now, be careful here, class. I've gotten a t which is negative, and I've gotten a t which is positive. So when t is negative, you say not practical. T cannot be negative, not practical. Then I take this value of t, and my t becomes 1 second. This is what I want. The time the particle was momentarily at rest. That is the time. The next question is, calculate the displacement by the time it comes to rest momentarily. Those are the same things. Remember, this question, part B of the question, tells you calculate the time the particle was momentarily at rest. We've gotten t as 1. Then it tells you calculate its displacement by the time it comes to rest momentarily. But what is the equation of the displacement? Equation of the displacement is S, that is part C. S equals to, the first equation to yenye iko hapa juu, 3t plus 3 over 2t squared minus 2t cubed. But remember, when it was momentarily at rest, time was 1 second. And they want displacement. So you just say S, just replace it here. 3 into t is 1. Plus 3 over 2 t squared, which is 1 squared, minus 2 into 1 cubed. So S equals to 3 times 1 is 3, plus 3 over 2, minus 2. Here is 2. So S equals to 3 minus 2 is 1, plus 3 over 2. This is 1 and 3 over 2. This is 5 over 2, which is 2.5. Is it in meters or in meters? Distance, displacement. 2.5. You've harvested other marks. The last part D says calculate the maximum speed attained. Maximum speed attained. Maximum speed. At maximum speed. At maximum speed. Or maximum velocity. V, velocity. No, acceleration. At maximum speed, acceleration equals to 0. At maximum speed, acceleration equals to 0. Because that is the maximum speed. So acceleration is 0. So what is acceleration? Acceleration, we already found it here. Acceleration was here. You already differentiated S, you get velocity. Differentiate velocity with respect to t, you get acceleration. And that acceleration is here, 3 minus 12t. So acceleration is 3 minus 12t. At maximum speed, the acceleration is 0. Then you get the value of t, you replace it where v was. Very easy. It just needs you to think slowly and concentrate. Do not read in a rush. Do not be discouraged. These are very easy things. So, what is the value of t? So, t will be equal to 3 over 12. You just solve this. 3 over 12. Now, dv over dt, which is acceleration, equals to 0 at maximum velocity. At maximum velocity. Now, t here is, you solve this, is a quarter. Now, from this a quarter, go where the equation of your velocity was. Equation of the velocity is here. You had already solved it. It's 3 plus 3t. That was dv, no, ds dt, which is velocity. Is 3 plus 3t minus 60 squared. Minus 60 squared. Then just come and replace this quarter here. Where t is, you replace it with 4. So this is 3 plus 3 times a quarter minus 6 times a quarter times a quarter. So this is 3 equals to 3 plus 3 over 4 minus 6 over 4 times 4 is 16. So you use a calculator. These are now very easy things. You just use a calculator. Let's find a LCM for this. LCM is 16. Then 1 goes into 16. 16 times 3, 48. Plus 4 goes into 16, 4. 4 times 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 16 into 16, 1. 1 times 6, 6. 48 plus 12 is 60. 60 minus 6 is 54 over 16. This one is our velocity in meter per second, meters per second. But I want you to solve this. Calculator. That is 54 divided by 16. You get 3.375 meters per second. The last question, which is very brief. Now we've done differentiation, now we are doing integration. We finished with differentiation, now we are doing integration. But it is mixed integration and differentiation. That is question 18. The velocity of a particle moving at a straight line after t seconds is given by, velocity is given by 60 minus t squared plus 4 meters per second. Calculate the acceleration of the particle after 2 seconds. You have velocity. Remember, go with this principle, SVA. Displacement, velocity, acceleration. If you differentiate displacement with respect to time, you get velocity. If you differentiate velocity with respect to time, you get acceleration. If you integrate opposite acceleration with reference to time, you get velocity. If you integrate velocity with reference to time, you get displacement. So differentiation goes down and then integration goes up. So the question says the velocity of a particle is this, is given by this. Calculate the acceleration of the particle after 2 seconds. So acceleration, so you have to differentiate to get acceleration. That is dv dt equals to, when you differentiate 60, you get 6 minus, remember, you drop 2t. That's all. Then you are told this acceleration at t equals to 2 seconds. Just replace 2 seconds here. So it is 6 minus 2 times 2, which is 6 minus 4. You get 2, but it is acceleration. Meters per second per second. Meters per second per second. Or if you like, you say meters per second squared, but meters per second per second. Then the last part B now is the integration. Calculate the distance. Remember, we have velocity. Now they want us to move from velocity, we go up. Calculate the distance covered by the particle between times t is equal to 2 and t equals to 5. You've been given the velocity. They want the distance covered by this particle between these two times. So you integrate the integral sign of between 2 and 5. The limits are 2 and 5. Of what? Of our velocity given here, which is 6t minus t squared plus 4, all this dt. So integrate v with respect to t dt. Integrate. Now in integration, we are now moving opposite differentiation. In differentiation, you drop the power, you multiply by the coefficient of x. But in integration, you add power 1, then you divide by that power. You add 1 to the power, then divide by that power. So this is s equals to that. So here, come here. This is to power 1. Add power, add. Now let's come here so that my work becomes neat. 6t power 1 minus t squared plus 4 dt. This limits 2 to 5. This is s. Remember, we are getting s. So this is t to power 1. Add 1. Then what you get here is 2. Divide everything here by 2. Then come here. Add 1 to the power. You get 3. What you get there, divide by that 3. Then you come here, is t raised to power 0. Remember, there's a t raised to power 0, which is 1. Just add 1. So it becomes t raised to power 1, then divide by that 1. So when you come to the next level of integrating this, this becomes 3. 2 divided by 6 is 3t squared minus, this is t cubed over 3 plus, this is 4t with the limits of 2 and 5. Remember, I've now dissolved this integral sign. I've come here. The limits between 2 and 5. So I want the distance between this and this. So where there is t, I put 5. I calculate this, then I subtract t, then I subtract t values for 2. So where there is t, you start with 5. So you come here, you say 3, t, the first value is 5. So it is 5 squared minus, this t is 5, 5 cubed over 3 plus 4, then t is 5. This, I subtract, now I use 2. I've already used 5. So I use 2. So I come here again. I do 3. Remember, they want the distance between the 2. 3, t is 2 squared minus 2 cubed over 2 over 3 here plus 4 times 2. Now I open up this. Use a calculator. This will be easy. This is 25. 5 squared is 25 times 3 is 75. Minus 5 cubed is 125 over 3. Plus 4 times 5 is 20. Now 75 plus 20 is 90 minus 125 over 3. Come this side, there's minus 4 squared, 2 squared is 4 times 3 is 12 minus 2 cubed is 8 over 3. Okay, this is 95 because it is 75 plus 20. Then plus 2 times 4 is 8. Now when you come here, minus 12 plus 8 is 20 minus 8 over 3. Use a calculator. Use a calculator to solve this. You open up this. Acha nifanye hapa kidogo. 95 minus 20 is 75. Just use a calculator on this. Then minus 125 over 3. Then minus times minus is plus 8 over 3. Here the LCM is 3. 75 times 3. 15, 225. 225 minus 125 plus 8. So 225 minus 125 is 100. Plus 8 is 108 over 3. So this is 108 over 3. 3 goes here once, here 3 times into 18, 6. So the distance is 36 meters. 36 meters. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to thank you very much, the students who are in class, parents who are also in class. We will meet here again tomorrow from 7:30 p.m. to finish the remaining topics I have assignment for you students. Take this assignment seriously. Take this assignment seriously because they are part of the questions which are going to come in your KCSE examination, and do them. Also repeat, you will practice this again before your fourth exams. I know you have mathematics, paper 1 on 4th of November, then thereafter you will have a paper 2. So the assignment will be running on my screen, Facebook page. On Facebook page, the assignment will be running, and YouTube. YouTube is Babu Owino, Facebook is Babu Owino verified. Make sure you get those assignments and do them. So I will let them run for the next like 5 to 10 minutes. The assignment will just run. So do the assignments. Then tomorrow again, you don't have to finish the assignments today. But before exams, make sure you do the assignments and you repeat this that we've done today. Plus the ones that we'll do tomorrow, plus the assignments. There'll also be assignments for tomorrow. Your paper 2 will be on 10th of November. Paper 1 on the 4th of November. I wish you all the best. I know you are going to pass, and I know God is with you. And make sure you put God first. In everything that you do, put God first, because He's the one that is going to make you pass your exams. You can't just pass. A teacher cannot make you pass. It is only God who can make you pass. Babu cannot make you pass. It is only God who will make you pass. Because it is God who will make you remember everything that you've been taught. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. I want to thank the teachers who've been taking this time to prepare our candidates. We have your flowers. We thank you so much, teachers in this country. You should be added even salaries. I know you are being frustrated by TSC and you are being frustrated by the national government. There are teachers who graduated 20 years ago, 2 years ago, they've never been employed. I want to tell the government to invest in education. Make education free from primary school, secondary school, to the university. Otherwise, thank you very much. It is not a political session. It is an academic session. I love you all, comrades. I know you are all baskets of knowledge. You are the fountain of knowledge. And I love you all until we meet again tomorrow. God bless you. Asanteni.